Known for their distinct emotional and philosophical intelligence, the INFJ personality type is often recognized for their brain power and problem solving. However, despite this reputation depicted through various sources, INFJs don't always seem or feel as smart as they really are. So, why exactly is this the case? Welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it. Starting with number 1. They are challenged with articulating their thoughts into words. One of the telltale signs of being an INFJ personality type is that struggle that comes when attempting to put your thoughts into words. With a knowledge-thirsty mind, the INFJ type is constantly absorbing new concepts, understandings, and theories, yet when it comes time to put their thoughts into words in a conversational exchange, they go blank. Their mind begins to try and connect all the facts they know about a particular topic, giving them sensory overload in the process. It's as if they can't get their ideas out fast enough, and therefore, skip over some of the most important aspects and correlations. In fact, it's not uncommon for the INFJ to walk away from a conversation thinking of all the missing pieces of information they wish they shared. Despite not necessarily feeling nervous to talk to someone, this jumbling of thoughts can make the INFJ stumble their words or require noticeable pauses in order to get out what they're trying to say in a way that would be easily understood. This becomes even worse when the listener on the other end doesn't have the patience to truly listen to what the INFJ has to say. Number 2. They have a bad habit of underestimating themselves. Loud and obnoxious, the INFJ's inner critic comes as one of their most difficult challenges in life. There's nobody as harsh on the INFJ as they are on themselves, and most people with this personality type know that to be true. With such high expectations for themselves and their capabilities, most INFJs set out to achieve their goals with a no excuses attitude. However, the challenge comes when the INFJ achieves their goal and isn't met with the expected satisfaction. No matter how well of a job they've done, they can't help but to look back and analyze all the ways in which they could have done better. This process is of course made much worse when the INFJ fails in the process. Despite seeming incredibly intelligent to those witnessing their persistent journey to the finish line, INFJs always have an underlying belief of inadequacy, which ultimately results in self-sabotage somewhere down the line. Not to mention, this self-criticizing diminishes their self-confidence, which is a key component to seeming intelligent from an outside perspective. Number 3. They can be socially awkward. Speaking of lack of confidence, sometimes it's inevitable that the INFJ comes off as less intelligent than they are due to their inescapable socially awkward approach to certain interactions. This introverted personality type already isn't overly interested in socializing in the first place. This disinterest in combination with their overthinking nature makes social interactions rather difficult for the INFJ to act natural and comfortable. Due to their extroverted feeling functions, they can't help but to adapt their approach to the conversation in accordance to the mood and observed behaviors of their conversational opponents. While this may make it easy for others to socialize with the INFJ, it can make the INFJ feel ingenuine and inauthentic. Therefore, their social awkwardness may not be so apparent to others, but the INFJ knows they're not living up to their genuine conversational potential. This is mostly because they tend to rather not share their real opinions due to the fear of being misunderstood and unable to properly explain themselves. To put it simply, their unique way of viewing the world around them can make it extremely difficult to find common ground with others in certain social settings, making it difficult to naturally engage. Which brings us to number 4. Their intelligence isn't measured by the amount of things they know. The INFJ personality type is, in fact, incredibly intelligent. Yet, their intelligence isn't always portrayed in the ways most would assume. for this introverted, intuitive, and thinking type, their smarts aren't in relation to the amount of things they know or the skills they've mastered. Instead, the INFJ's intellect tends to stem from their creativity, insightfulness, empathy, and strategic approaches to problem solving. While they may not be able to name the 7 wonders of the world, the capital of America, or the recent political news, an INFJ's wisdom dives much deeper. Their curiosity guides them to deeper understandings of the human mind, philosophical theories, and the truths of the world around them. Their intelligence is rooted in the things they have genuine interest in, with mesmerizing, rather irrelevant facts being at the bottom of their list. For this reason, the INFJ's deeper wisdom isn't always given the chance to shine, especially when it comes to surface-level conversations. They may be seen as clueless and uninformed, when really, the conversational topic just isn't allowing for them to highlight their unique understandings. Number 5. They intentionally dumb down their explanations of things. To put it in simple terms, INFJs like to be the brain pickers rather than having their brain picked. Known for being the counseling type, the INFJ finds interest in learning how others' brains work, why they hold certain emotions, and how they reach certain conclusions. For this analytical type, diving into people's explanations and thoughts is one of their favorite forms of social interaction. However, when the roles are reversed, the INFJ can feel extremely uncomfortable. With that being said, sometimes the INFJ doesn't want to seem intelligent due to the deep-set disinterest in having to explain themselves. They don't want others to necessarily know how their mind works, and in the same breath, they know that most people wouldn't be able to do so even if they tried. So, instead of exposing their thoughts in hopes of redeeming themselves, or the possibility that they may not seem as intelligent as they are, INFJs rather take the route of dumbing down their perspectives. In fact, sometimes this is entirely subconscious. One INFJ Redditor put it this way: "It's like I subconsciously refuse to exhibit intelligent mode, and so all people get is dumb me." Number 6. It all depends on who they surround themselves with. It takes a certain type of person to truly understand and appreciate the INFJ for who they are and how they think. This being one of the many reasons it takes so long for the INFJ to allow others access to their most authentic selves. This personality type locks their intelligence away, only allowing themselves to expose it when they feel it will be understood and reciprocated. Of course, no matter how hard they try, INFJs allow small glimpses into their minds throughout their day-to-day conversations with others. This is where they run the risk of seeming and feeling much less intelligent than they really are. A great example of this would be when the INFJ is conversing with the sensing type. Since the INFJ tends to view things in a more philosophical way, they can't help but to speak in abstract, imaginative, and metaphorical terms. While other introverted intuitives would appreciate this, sensing types would easily get lost, leaving the INFJ with nothing but a blank stare and possibly a change of subject. And lastly, number 7, they disconnect from reality. Often. Introverted intuition is a wonderful thing, providing the INFJ with the ability to look behind the scenes of surface-level reality. It's this cognitive function that gives this personality type their depth of knowledge and intellect. However, with the combination of introverted intuition and introverted thinking, it's not uncommon for the INFJ to slip away into this imaginative pondering multiple times a day, even when it's least convenient. It's a distracting component of their personality, to say the least, and with that distraction comes an external demeanor of absent-mindedness. Ironically, much of the INFJ's intelligence stems from this thought-pondering and mental pattern connecting that they consciously and subconsciously spend so much time doing. Unfortunately, not only can it cause them to miss some crucial observations from their outer world, it can also make them seem spacey and even clumsy from an outside perspective. While this noticeable deep in thought appearance can contribute to the INFJ's mystery, which some people appreciate, it can also make them come off as an airhead. Well, psychos, that's it for today. So, let us know in the comments below if you feel or think you seem less intelligent than you really are as an INFJ. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.